come and study with Tanzania Institute of Education.
How are you, students? My name is Bonaventure Goel, your geography teacher. Today, we are going to discuss about the Earth. I expect most of you, if not all, have learned about solar system. Solar system is the arrangement of planets, other heavenly bodies, in space in relation to the position of the sun. Also, you have learned about the general characteristics of each planet. But my intention today is not to describe the characteristics of the planets, but to go about the details of the Earth. Why the Earth? It is the Earth because it has a direct impact to our daily life, and it's the Earth on which we live. Our planet Earth is a third farthest planet from the sun at a distance of 150 million kilometers. That's, it is a third farthest planet from the sun. This distance is at about 150 million kilometers from the sun. Our planet Earth also is a fifth largest planet in the solar system. It is largest at about 5 and 10 million kilometers square. It is about 5 and 10 million kilometers square. Our planet Earth also is made up of different components. And these components are the atmosphere. Atmosphere covers the mixture of different gases or air. But it is also composed of the lithosphere. Lithosphere is part of the hard rock and molten materials. Hard rock and molten materials. But also our planet Earth is composed of the hydrosphere. Hydrosphere is the sphere that covers water bodies. When we are talking of water bodies, we mean oceans, lakes, rivers, and other things that are associated with water. But our planet Earth is also composed of the biosphere. Biosphere is about the sphere that covers the living organisms, plants and animals. Living organisms. Plants, animals, micro and macroorganisms which are found on this part. That's a biosphere. And our planet Earth takes about 3/4 or 75% of the whole surface covered by water bodies. 75% or 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered by water bodies. And much of these water bodies is found in the southern hemisphere. Because you know the hemispheres of the Earth. When we are talking about the hemisphere of the Earth, normally we consider the two parts. We are talking about the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. This is the equatorial line. Now, most of these water bodies are found in the southern part of the Earth, where you get a great and vast expanse of oceans, while the northern hemisphere is mostly covered by the landmass, the continents. Now, when we are discussing the Earth, a general characteristic, we have to know about the size and shape. Size and shape of our planet Earth. Our planet Earth, general structure is a flattened sphere. When we talk of a flattened sphere, it is a sphere that is budged a little bit. If I take this demonstration here, this is a sphere, a ball that takes a sphere. Now, when we press on the sides, it's a little bit budged and it's protruding at the center. That we don't have a perfect sphere of the Earth. It is a flattened sphere, but it's not a roundish or a perfect sphere the way we have. So the northern part, north-south part, is proved that the distance from north to south is smaller when we compare with the distance from west-east. It's bigger. This proves that the Earth is a flattened sphere. North-south distance takes at about 12,713 kilometers. This is the distance that covers north-south through the center of the Earth. The distance from west-east is at 12,757 kilometers. That is the distance through the center of the Earth, east-west, or through the equator. Now, the issue of flattening sphere is termed as a geoid. The flattening of the sphere is known as geoid. We say the flattening of the sphere is known as geoid, or we call it as an oblate spheroid. Oblate spheroid. The circumference of the Earth through the center or through the equator is circumference of the Earth is of about, it's not exactly because it's budged, it's about 40,000 kilometers. This is the circumference through the center of it, or we can say through the equator. But how can we make this fact? The evidences that prove that our Earth is a sphere. Because formerly, people believed that when one took the movement into one direction, could reach to the edge of the Earth and fall into the bottomless. But it's not true, because there is enough evidence that proves our Earth is a sphere. Now, if that is the case, we can again try to make some of the clarity. We call this evidences for the shape of the Earth. The evidences for the shape of the Earth. We have said the shape of the Earth is a flattened sphere, a geoid, or is an oblate spheroid. Sorry. Take another, make a pen here. Yeah, we have the evidences for the shape of the Earth. How can we know that the Earth is a sphere and not flat as most people believed? It has some evidences that prove that the Earth is a sphere. One is we get from the sunrise and sunset. The evidence one, sunrise and sunset. Second evidence we get from the circumnavigation of the Earth. That's two. Three or third evidence that will make us know that the Earth is a sphere. There is lunar eclipse. Number four, there is ships visibility. Ships visibility. Number five, we have the aerial photographs. Aerial photographs which are taken. But number six, we have the Earth's curved horizon. Curved horizon. And lastly, we have the position of pole star. Position of pole star. These 7 evidences will help us to know how our planet Earth is a sphere. When we start with the number 1, the rise and the fall, and rise and sunset, sunrise and sunset. Sunrise and sunset. Students, with this point or idea of sunrise and sunset is about how the sun appears, how the sun rises and how the sun sets. The sun appears earlier in the eastern side and later in the western side. Or we can say those people in the east of our Earth experience or see the sun earlier than those people who are in the west. This is because the Earth rotates from the west to the east. When the Earth rotates from west to the east, when the Earth rotates from west to the east, those people who are in the east side will get or will experience sunrise earlier than those people in the west. For example, people who are with here, okay? People who are at this corner will experience sunrise earlier than those people who are behind here. And those people who are behind here will experience more sunrise or earlier sunrise than those people who are here. Likewise, going back. That's on the point of the sunrise and sunset. And because of this, those people who are in the east will get more sun, and those people who are in the other side will get darkness because they are away from the sun. If the earth were flat, this is a spherical earth and this is a flat earth. If the earth were flat, then the rays of the sun would fall on this surface at once, meaning sunrise and sunset could be seen at once at all the places of the earth. Point 2 on the circumnavigation of the earth. In the year 1519 to 22, Ferdinand Magellan navigator proved this through his navigation around the earth. When you are traveling by plane or by ship in the same direction, through the same or a straight line or the same latitude, you will eventually come back to the very original point where you started. And that was proved by Ferdinand Magellan in the year 1519 up to 22 in his journey or in his navigation. But also, a point of the lunar eclipse. Since you have the earth that is revolved by the moon, this is the earth. Around the earth, you have the moon that passes through. This is the moon. And you have the sun at this corner. It will come the time during its revolution, the moon will come in the straight line with the sun and the earth, whereby the earth becomes at the center of the moon and the sun. At that point, the shadow of the earth will fall on the moon. The shadow of the earth will fall on the moon. And the shadow on the moon will be circular. So the circular shape of this shadow proves that our planet Earth is a sphere. That's the point. Because when these rays are coming towards this center, they will never reach the moon, but they will be obscured by the earth. So the other side of the earth will cast the shadow on the moon. And therefore, the circular shape of the earth on the moon will prove that the earth, or proves that the earth is a sphere. On the point of ship's visibility, if you are near the coast, watching an approaching ship from far, you will never see the whole ship at once. You will start seeing the smoke or the flag, then the chimney. As it approaches near the coast, you will see the whole ship. Likewise, when it moves away from the coast, you will see the whole ship eventually you will see the chimney, it will get lost, and the whole eventually ship will disappear. This proves that because the ocean is vast, big, and because it's big like that, it shows the circular shape of the ocean that will prove us the Earth is a sphere. On the points of the curved horizon, a horizon is the meeting zone between a sky and the Earth. A sky and the Earth, that is the meeting zone, what was called horizon. Now, when one stands on a high cliff or in a tall building, watches the area by far, will find that circular shape of the Earth. And the circular shape will more increase if the altitude increases going up. That proves that our planet Earth is a sphere, that it's round, but it's a sphere also. Number 7, we have the position of the pole star. The pole star in the poles, North Pole, normally appears vertical. If the Earth were flat, then the pole star would appear vertical throughout the Earth's surface. To make it more clear, we have already started about the characteristics of the Earth, the shape and size of it, but also we have seen the evidences that illustrate and proves us that the Earth is a sphere. But before I come to an end, I would like to give you a question to deal with in your own time, maybe. Suppose you are in holiday and you go back home to your grandpa. You see those trying to discuss about the shape of the Earth. They're trying to say the shape of the Earth is flat, as those old ages or old times. You, after this lesson, how would you use this knowledge to tell this grandpa about the exact and the true shape of the Earth, that is a sphere but not a flat? Thank you for listening. My name is Bonaventure Goel. See you next time. Bye-bye.